screamed success, but as far as Vexite's concerned, he can go toe-to-toe with whatever the hell is ahead of him, and all that's ahead of him is, yes, a new team with maybe a little honeymoon phase, but this is a team that I think is reeling from the loss of leadership.
And they had a 1.60 rating on Vexite in a 16-11 loss or something like that. Versus more Brazilians.
More Brazilians.
More Brazilians, baby.
Playing a lot of Brazilians to kick off Cologne. Here we go. It is Grayhound's Inferno map pick, therefore their T-side. See what Imperial can put forth. Henny was getting the rating up yesterday. It is indeed Grayhound to come in as the numbers underdog. I don't know if I see it that way personally. I'm taking Grayhound in this matchup. I think Vexite's going to lead the charge. I think Imperial are going to get lost in some of the mid rounds. And I think these Aussies.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Running
I'm with you and the boys.
Yeah, I don't know. One of the teams that didn't make changes should be looking to build off how they started the year, despite, again, there being disappointments. Let's be real.
Grayhound didn't fly across the world just to place Brazilians.
No.
Into Europe.
No. They got something else in store.
You know what I mean?
aliStair, tons of utility. Smoke Molotov. VINI just sitting on the angle. Patient, waiting, holding. They're going to let Liaz continue his creep. He already crept into the player in balcony. That was a free frag on Phelps. Oof. But Henny brings it back with one. Doesn't matter, though. Everybody's still so far removed away from VINI, who just took a gush to the head and got smoked off. That opens up the bomb site perfectly for Grayhound. Looking to kick off the T-side endeavor. Oh, Bolts at least brings it back with a shot through smoke. Two sets of Berettas still on the prowl. Ince, very much exposed to the Joda duel, but he wins it. And it is Grayhound still with that man advantage. Bomb plant on the coffins. Vexite in the backsite. Nobody showing Bolts much until he decides to come around the coffins corner with his teammate with him. It's Bolts and Henny trying to make it happen. Falls on the Opper. And that backside peek from Vexite's just not coming out. So this one's not going to get unraveled easily. But it still could. Slight chance.
Oh.
Henny trying to get the peeks out. aliStair playing with him. aliStair swings, dies out, but wins the round. And that is what matters.
Yeah.
Bomb pops and pistol.
They know that's happening. And he'll die. He'll at least pick up 3 frags with the round. But that's all about the boys. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you and the boys. I think that as a team, they know each other so much better. Vexite may be the best player in the server, depending on how he's playing today. 1.60 rating, you can't just do that every day, right? You can't just roll out of bed and throw that down. No problem.
You don't have to do it every day. You just got to do it 2 days in a row.
2 days in a row, or slightly less rating, give some rating to your teammates.
You could. But why would
Inns
you?
is the best player in these international situations outside of Vexite's sort of uptrend.
Okay.
Everybody else falls off a lot, almost identically when they come to play better teams. Inns, however, falls off the least.
Bolts and VINI on the banana control. Singular M4 here. I like it. I like the one gun. Gets some damage in, but that's it. We saw yesterday, I think in a round 2 hero buy, it was actually Felps equipped with a solo AK. And, you know, I was kind of keeping my eyes open, hoping maybe Felps could put forth his best foot. But he was absolutely struggling yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think Felps has found his personality in CS since many years ago. And at least not found a style that works for him that's similar to how he used to play. So the thing that, you know, helps you stand out. I think Naf said this, which was sort of interesting, where he just said he believes every player has to have their own way of playing the game. Now, you have to figure out why it's you. Because, like, you're playing it's essentially like saying you need a PhD to be a professional player. You have to invent original research. You have to bring something to the table that no one else can. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing there? You know? And I think that's true. You don't have to reinvent the game, but you've got to be able to have your personality shine through in some meaningful sense.
And really, you know, some master theses. Is that the right plural of thesis?
You don't look confident right now at all.
I'm not. Sometimes a master thesis just needs to be slightly different. You know, that small edge. You can have 80, 85% of the same work, but then take it into your spin. I hope Felps can find that. He's definitely got to learn from some of the players who have taken his place in the Brazilian scene over the years. It is adapt or die.
And some of them are becoming less aggressive, so it's
What's his new spin? What's the 2023 felps angle? Trying to set up a bit of trickery here. Molotoving in front of him. Will Liaz fall for that? Nuh-uh, not Liaz.
Can't trick a magician.
Can imagine
or a sorcerer.
What he has to say about that. You think I'm gonna fall for this? Easy pickup in the 5v4. 2 rounds now. Liaz has found his. He had a very rough go yesterday too. One of the problems that Grayhound had was Liaz kind of being a bit irrelevant in the match. I say that with all
What game
due
were you
respect.
watching, mate?
Yeah, the best Liaz interview. Always a gem.
Yeah.
A-site completely cleared out. It is the Grayhound with 3-0.
It is known. Imperial CT side nuke. Nothing.
That was so weird. Yesterday versus Monty, right? A great, I mean, a solid enough T side out of Imperial's nuke that you think, okay, they're good. They're hitting the ground running. And then one CT round win versus Monty. A team that lost what was like their bread and butter entry in Boros. So crazy to me that that collapse happened the way it did.
It was a SDY masterclass. Calling. Did great.
Yeah, did great.
Did.
What made it so great?
They called a lot of different stuff and it all worked.
Yeah.
So
That's always a good day.
yeah.
Well, hopefully Imperial, once they've got some guns, can call something on this CT
You got a
side.
Waro entry rounds, SDY entry round, Bro entry round, fast upper, slow upper, outside.
You had SDY who didn't die in any rounds, essentially, surviving on 2 HP every time.
Yeah.
Henny's going to send a message with the Deagle here. Vexite, though, looking to rack up that rating. And just when they think they've cleared it, there is also Sicko to deal with. Jota. Haven't seen a CZ get kills like that for years.
Since Twists
My God.
on the A site, famously. No one's ever beat that 4K.
Very true.
Check the tapes.
No op on Henny out the gate.
Yeah, definitely could have afforded one, but not always necessary.
Okay.
And maybe aliStair bought it for him, you know? You could always tell yourself that.
You got a free one coming. Assuming they get their first round here. It's instant headshot.
Clapped.
Love that. Right to Vinny's forehead. We get bolts floating around on Coffin. But damn, that shoves a shiver down the spine of Imperial. They're going to have to keep their second player here. That's Felps.
Call-outs have been excellent.
Very quick. Right into it. On his own, too. Looking for that kill top banana. Gets it. Falls back.
No Inferno today.
Yeah, that is one of those things that we're going to have to keep our eyes on. Vinny genuinely loves this map and plays better on it than anywhere else.
Also, when he played on Furia, he played B. But when he's played on Imperial, he played A. And now he's back to B.
All right.
Maybe he's back to B. He dies here in the 3v setup, so we'll see. But B is where you get Inferno halves.
Of course, bogged down by the in-game leadership now, Vinny.
It's Banana.
Off to the 0-4. Henny, good angle on Arch. Gets the best of Vexite, turns around to short.
They're going B.
Yes, sir. And they've got Felps falling back through the CT spawn. Bolts is just hiding on New Box. He's got 2 players' backs exposed to him. Felps starts to come back over, finishes off the little events, and then Sicko falls for this patience out of Bolts. Missed shot from aliStair. And this one crumbles all around them. Bolts just buys time from New Box. Right. Yes, Felps looked like he was going to get caught, but Imperial post there first, 4v5.
That one's a little sloppy, right? Because they think the site's going to be empty. But at 30 seconds, you know, it would be sort of silly to assume. So they probably should have worked that a little bit better. You know, recognize, oh, the guy leaving in CT, that's great, but okay, let's make sure there's no one quad. If there's 10 seconds left, okay. But at 30 seconds, I think a bit more caution would have been warranted.
That op not saved, so Henny doesn't get it. It's just lost to the sands of time. Like all of us will be.
When we die.
And eventually get forgotten about.
Until next round.
When it all starts again. Round by round, baby. VINI. Ooh, there we go.
That's Inferno. A little taste. Little glimmer.
Nice little 4-bullet burst.
Said, I'm an IGL. I get to play B again. All IGLs play B. True?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ints up next. Another one from VINI. Drawing them forward, too. Bolt starts to push out the damage. VINI with the triple.
He invented these angles.
Love that for VINI. Now Liaz sent back, scrambling for the bomb. Vexite off to a very cold start. 0 and 4. Liaz right now looking to hold on somehow, some way. Joda's already up inside of the apartments. We've got a clean start to Imperial. Yeah, okay, 3 rounds gone, so be it. Now you've got banana control. You got Bolts and VINI tethering off one another. You got Henny pumped up over on Arch, 5 and 1.
Saving logs? I mean, we're not going for this, so...
I think my biggest question about this new Imperial team is still the felps pickup.
The felps pickup? Yeah.
Felps is the person whose individuals I have a question mark above. And then it's the whole element of VINI calling. You know, what's the mid-rounding going to look like? Does he have it in him? Can they all contribute in one way or another to help him, support him, and make it work?
Well, because they lose Cello, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Felps supposed to replace Cello, I assume. Because like Cello was all the entry power on Imperial before.
Yep.
Obviously, Cello is better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Felps has big shoes to fill. And then you can say the same for Henny. Obviously, it's not being asked of him to bring the same thing that Fallen did to the table. In the op department, he's looking to go 1 for 1.
It's good but different. Henny, very smart player.
That's why that leadership is just such a huge question mark on Imperial's side. And it'd be one thing to just lose an in-game leader in general, but we're talking about Gabriel Toledo. Henny's op will connect and drop the 1 rifle. Liaz saved that entire round just to get owned inside of the apartments. It'll change hands to aliStair. Nobody else got that Kevlar. Single smoke on Vexite. VINI just playing the spot. He'll ice him out. And I think Imperial yesterday on Nuke as well, we're playing some nice slow rounds, especially on that T side, putting things in place, getting down to the 20-second mark, but never getting too jumbled, never losing it to the clock. Always coming through with just enough time. It always scares me when newer teams, and especially newer leaders, try to play that style, that risk. But they didn't fall victim to it. Boosted though.
Oh, that's a free win.
Speaking of victims, aliStair catches VINI on the fallback. He thought he was safe.
Oh, will aliStair find this too?
Bolts.
There it is.
Dies out, and now we've got the tree player with the Glock into the A1S, and just like that, it's unraveled.
You can't lose to 1 AK.
No way, and it's not even the AK in the starting hands of the Kevlar player. It's an AK boosted over smoke, as you thought you could fall back safely. They could still unravel this, but now you've got 3 weapons in the hands of Grayhound. A round they had no business getting close to, and it's a 1-tap out of aliStair. He has single-handedly set his team up to get right back into the victory lane.
And he took the gun, I think, out of whoever died inside of Halls, and then went from there. The 1 op shot. Henny, the guy who got a kill this round, is here watching this round fall apart after the hard work was down. I've taken 1 guy down and basically a Glock save with AK, with a single AK. Did anyone have armor?
Liaz, who died to the op.
That's it.
Nobody else.
My God. This is such a great way to use this gun. You've got to love that. And then just perfect trades. I mean, the Glock swing first is excellent. aliStair would have died if he faced Bolts without the Glock swinging before him. So, well, that's a massive find for Grayhound here.
God damn, that's going to leave a sting. Leave a mark, a scar on Imperial for the rest of this half. Grayhound, love it. Gobble it up.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out aliStair. I love when aliStair gets into the flow state, when the games get tight, when he starts getting pumped up, amp, brings energy.
He's got nice movement.
Yep. He's got that pizzazz. Trying to keep the Grayhound hopes alive. Fully blind, felps didn't pull the trigger. Jota does, falls back. He's got a second player here with him on short, and Sicko wrapping around the arch side. Making quick work of this wraparound as well, but it's VINI boosted in sight.
VINI's on A.
And Bolt's trying to slide out from Library. He's effectively cutting off the bomb as the short players do get ever closer. aliStair bringing the op out, but Bolts will cut off that arch play, and this hold is rock solid.
Impenetrable. That's beautiful. And we have the rotation early on from VINI. He knows where they're going next. So, okay, last round, pretty tragic. Like, money-making round, they lose to a single AK. But this round, they make the money anyway. Very minimal deaths. Solid hold on mid. And Vexite is no longer Owen.
I'm not falling for this. I know where that one goes. Fool me, don't get fooled again. Desert Eagles, armor all around here for Grayhound. They're believing because just 2 rounds ago they did pull off the unthinkable. Gonna try to have to harness that energy if they want to hang on to this lead. AK on ints as well. One to work with. Peek out from Henny. There's chance. Goes back to the re-peek though. That one connects easily. Drops the smoke and the flash. A Molotov for good measure. He's got a teammate here to help him, so this is looking like a comfortable one. Knocking down the first, but remember, because they all have Kevlar, or not everyone except aliStair, that AK changes hands. They put it in Vexites. Again, phenomenal map yesterday despite the loss. Ice cold start here on Inferno.
We all knew how good Vexite was.
We're just not seeing it yet in the first 7 rounds here. Give it a little time. He'll heat up. And he remains posted on the angle. He's got VINI in the sight with him. He's blind. No shot there. VINI's on a passive angle, so they're going to get closer. And the closer that AK gets, the closer the pistols come with it. Peek out from VINI. Oh. Oof, beautiful little 3K spray down. Henny's going to land the shot. Sicko's desperate now. And VINI cleans house.
Man, Henny just tagged them all. He said, this guy's here, this guy's here, this guy's here, VINI peek. And he sprayed him down, no problem. It makes me wonder why he was ever moved off of B in the first place after Furia. This is where he belongs. And it's good to see Imperial getting CT rounds, even if they had one sort of CT side fail tragically to start off Cologne. Buys up again. And a fast arch smoke, actually, that they're playing in front of. So I don't know if they're going to commit through this, but they get Imperial worried about it.
No pressure coming out of Grayhound down Banana. Gonna leave VINI and Bolts, who falls back. They're getting ahead of what's feeling like an A hit. They're not wrong either. Definitely a justifiable rotate.
And he fights for space, though. No one in Boiler. That's a free frag. Picking off these riflers.
Sits back. Lets aliStair take the next peek. Boiler player comes down. Liaz not pressuring balcony, but here in Boiler.
Please flash this.
Bomb falls back. Anticipating maybe a little Banana play, but it's VINI. I feel like VINI is one of those guys who's never going to overplay Banana. He's never going to flank down behind you and throw away around. You don't have to worry about that if you're his teammates.
Some say the perfect person. His Banana plays prove it.
We're going to get Grayhound grouping back up through apartments. They eat the flashbang, but it's just a flash. Don't be timid. Don't be scared.
They wanted Henny to hear for footsteps.
20 on the clock. Jota comfortably back. Turns Henny. That's all they need. Opens up the lane side. Jota's job gets all the more difficult. He turns, thinking there's another flash coming at him, and then all of a sudden, he's a sitting duck up on Graveyard while Bolts gets smoked off, and we have an open sight with just enough time for this plant to go down.
Bolts.
There's no wraparound from middle.
Man, Bolt's going to come through that smoke. You know, his teammate died, but they weren't up on the site just yet.
Now, Ince is posted, holding off on middle. We've got Imperial getting ever closer. 2 players this side. Bolt still sitting back on the Moto, and Ince, well, he's cleared out. Missed op shots, his demise. Felps looking for impact. Would be a great round to Felps if he can help out Bolts unravel this. Pit player's incredibly low, and Bolts will kill aliStair first and foremost. Liaz, bombs planted for him, and it's nearing that critical 5-second mark, but Bolts gets the kill. Bolts does it all in that 2v2, comes through with the clear, and gives Imperial 5.
That was good fast communication about which side of Graveyard, or sorry, of Big Pit to hold. I mean, Bolt's probably just watching to which side his teammate walks to, but that's him in the retake actually after staying alive. I thought after this Jota frag, he should have come through, considering the bomb goes down with 6 seconds left. They still win the round. As you mentioned, shot miss from Ince, spray miss from aliStair. That door cracked wide open. So Bolts with a good capitalization. Henny 8-2, having a solid half so far. Like a rock there by the porch. They can't scare him. They've been throwing a lot of empty flashes, and he's just been dodging them and staying on the angle instead of repositioning.
But he's going to get flashed in, see what he can find. Nothing with that one. Frag will soften him up. Do they pounce back in hope that Vinny's still sticking around? But he's looking to draw them into Henny. 3 defenders here on B. It's the right position to be. Henny connects with the op. Instant departure from 2, though. Anticipating maybe Grayhound will hit the A site instead.
Yeah,
Vinny's now playing back spawn. Bolts is the only guy even close to this B site.
No, don't.
You got Vinny in the open. This can't happen a second time. Bolts needs to lock it in. Control the bomb site, all his. Vinny and Henny double back. No smoke for the CT cross, thank God.
I think they were at least trying to get rid of all their ammo, and they almost did that. I mean, we were down to a few bullets left, and if they had lost their ammo, they would have lost the space. They wouldn't have been able to repeak, and that would have got ugly. But instead, they got the kills. So it's good that Grayhound are finding these moments where they can hit a site where someone's out of position, but overall, Imperial are still okay. They're still fine. I don't know what I expected in terms of who was going to be the better team this game. Like, I thought it was going to be very, very close. But at the same time, I didn't think it was going to be this close. I thought there was going to be a clear better team here on Inferno to start things out. But yeah, it's hard to say what we're going to get out of Imperial. When they play T-side nuke, it was like, oh wow, they're just playing like they used to, which is great. They had a sort of a complicated system, a lot of patience, long rounds, and they kept that same formula, and it felt like the calling hadn't moved an inch, which is very impressive to me. But CT side's a whole different question.
Yeah, that one definitely left something to be desired. But that was also yesterday. New day, new opportunity, new opponent. Grayhound are not major quarterfinalists. And he's thinking about that peak, but now aliStair's already got the angle. aliStair also has the bomb, so he's going to have to start moving out. And he's sitting on it.
I don't know. Yeah,
drops him. Jota, ooh, comes through with the kill and Felps the smoke spam. So Grayhound, as if already those opening frags weren't bad enough, they're even getting through with the smoke spams. This one near flawless out of Imperial. So clean. Everybody contributing.
Yeah, I was thinking that was a little messy, though, from Grayhound.
Yeah, sure. But I'm talking about Imperial.
Bombs.
Everybody felt comfortable. Nobody felt frazzled.
Yeah, because they weren't frazzling them properly. That bomb is creeping a lane with no one behind it to fight Henny in a dry duel. He's been sitting here. He's allowed to. There's no flash here to push him off this position, and then they just run through smokes on Arch like no one's ready for anything. So not an awe-inspiring round out of Grayhound. Gotta say, had some better ones.
Walks out. aliStair dead. Clean up. Mowed down. And this CT side now starting to find its groove.
Yeah.
Slotting right in. Rolling forward. We're shifting gears. We're getting up into about 4th. In a V6.
I'm about to jump ship.
Yeah?
I'm about to jump ship.
You're just going to jump right over the side?
I'm on the plank.
Any last words?
Not the plank, though, like the one that can get me to the other ship.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, like the boarding planks.
The Imperial ship.
Yes. Imperial ship has docked.
The boys lost me on that one.
Well, Australia was just a prison colony. Prisoners are kind of like pirates,
So I
I
have
think.
good UFC fighters.
True. Shout
Rugby
out Mark
players.
Hunt. Remember when Mark Hunt and Henry G almost had a
IEM
fight
Sydney.
on stage?
Yep.
You know, listen,
I think that beef got half real for a second, actually. Got to ask Henry for the details.
I'm a fan of Henry G, but
Oh, no. It was everyone in Mark Hunt fans thought that he really hated Henry, so he started getting these.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor Henry, man. Always
Poor
taking
Henry.
the heat,
That's
dude.
tough.
He really doesn't
He's a good guy.
really deserve it.
I like him.
He's okay.
Yeah. That's true. Wouldn't want to overreact there.
He's all right. Grayhound. Repping the Australian Counter-Strike for a couple years now. Trying to make the boys proud back home.
They do what they need to do at home to prove they're ready for bigger things.
Yes.
That's the struggle. That's the hard part about talking about Grayhound.
Yes.
There's not much more they can do at home.
They honestly destroy back
They
home.
literally need to learn from the demos instead of learning from their opponents because they've mastered their practice.
Yep.
Like you look at Mongols and you see a team that is learning from teams they're not playing against. That's essentially sounds more boring, but I think that's what Grayhound need to do at this point because I don't think their region is giving them enough.
Sure. What's weird about it, though, is like to me, it's like, man, Grayhound do spend a decent amount of time in Europe. They come to a lot of events.
When you say a lot, how many are you talking about?
I said decent.
Well, decent, how many?
However many they have.
Is it more than the Mongols?
Would it be more than the Mongols nowadays? No. My comparison was I was going to draw to like the North American teams. Like I feel like they're here as often as like, well, maybe not. No, they're not. They're not in some of the partner events. So, yeah, I guess they're not like the complexities nor the liquids.
They're far away, man.
It's true.
They're Asian.
Yeah,
Can we just put it that way? They're Asian.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You
okay.
got to think. You look at these guys, you think they're not Asian. They are. aliStair's Indian.
You never know.
There's Indians everywhere.
I think the real shame of what we're getting out of this map right now is just Vexite is Vexite is the best player. I want to say like
Of yesterday.
of yesterday and of recent times from Australia.
From Australia. Yeah.
You know, he's the promise for Grayhound, and right now he's 1-11.
Inns is the promise.
If we got the same
Inns is the
Vexite as
promise.
yesterday, I mean, this would be a tight match. But Imperial, they're just smoking them.
It would be a tight match. Yeah.
It'd be tight. I have
It'd be
full
tight.
faith in
Except-
Vexite's ability to open up rounds.
Except that as a team, they don't look that good. I thought they were going to look better.
Okay.
So the real conversation is how much worse would it have been without Vexite? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yesterday, yeah.
So
Objectively, it would have looked worse. This is true.
they only got 11 rounds.
Because it would have looked more like this. This is what happens when we don't have Vexite. 4 rounds deep on this T side.
It's Inns though. Inns is the best player in these international events overall.
God, I just also forgot that was pistol and a 3-0 start. So rifle rounds have made a world of difference.
And he has a great sticker.
True. Yes, his Rio sticker, very nice. A snake written. 1 line.
You showed me that.
Here we go. Big pop. Grayhound looking to get on in.
Oh.
And Insa's dead. VINI just charges down Vexite, just sticks the barrel in his back, spams through. Knew he was doomed, destined to be traded out. They're going to throw the boost up. Phelps catches the guy climbing backside. That's Liaz dead. Bomb is just stifled, stuck on the oranges. Smoke comes up. Sicko's dead. He has no health. And this one just comes unraveled. And if he doesn't even die now, he's going to have less money in the next round because surely they're coming at him.
I think this is a mistake from aliStair again. because he should have been scaling towards grill, right, to put the
rush.
bomb down.
Yes.
He went over top of oranges to fight coffins, and the smokes came up, and now he can't move. And there's not enough time. And that previous round, he went lane with his op and the bomb to fight Henny with nowhere for his team to trade him. So I'm not sure what the idea is here, but this is the moment where he should be running underneath this.
Yep.
And there would have been a plant, so there could be bad comms, but they're missing something.
Just feels defeated, man. Feels defeated already. I don't want to call. I hate calling rounds early, let alone games. But Grayhound getting absolutely bodied. 3-0 start into a 9-4 scoreline, and now Imperial are starting to have fun with it. We're getting VINI up into the 15 frag department. He's got bolts with him. And I was nervous for Imperial, I'm not going to lie. I thought losing Cello and Fallen could unravel all of it. I thought maybe Imperial would leave the scene. Because we didn't know what Imperial in the last dance was supposed to be without Fallen. That was the whole point. And it would have been a real shame, because the other players of the Imperial lineup, you know, VINI and Bolts have shown their value over time. Bolts was doing very well throughout the RMR. The most recent one for Paris, that is. Jota's got it too.
I'm with you. I thought the org was just going to disappear.
I really did, unfortunately, because it lost its original objective. Its
well, the story is they made the team because of Fallen, so.
Yep. But maybe you don't need Fallen to win games.
I mean, they've created some history with them, so now, like, the org, at least they have the infrastructure. It wouldn't really, thinking back now, wouldn't make sense to just be like, oh, we lost, we sold our best, we sold the player, now we're out. We already have stickers.
Yeah, sure.
We already have things, you know? Imperial is now its own brand.
Which is awesome. All that means that the last dance created more opportunity for more Brazilian players to try and continue on with. And continuing on into the final round of this half, hello Vexite. 2 more kills added to the tally. More frags in the last round of the half than the rest of the half combined. A scary stat line.
Oh, what the
Blasts Felps away
Didn't
into
even
tomorrow.
Stop.
See, like, what if we had these Vexite rounds 5, 6 rounds into the half, not just coming through on 15? Feels like the frustration hits a boiling point. Vexite gets crazy and just slaughters them on the way through this B site. So Grayhound, you know, trickle 1 more onto the tally, but a 5-round half in the face of Imperial, when all of those other rounds felt so one-sided, it's still just going to leave us questioning what Grayhound can do in the next one individually. We've got great VINI plays. Bolts is right there with him. But of course, this one's too far gone. Even despite your best efforts in the retake, time ticking, you're stuck on coffins. Vexite comes in with another kill. He gets 4 frags in the last round. 1 kill elsewhere in the half.
All right, sat here with Imperial, and we're going to go over some potential CS2 patches that are coming down the pipeline. Have you guys been playing CS2 at all? No?
Not yet. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
To see the new maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how pretty they look?
Yeah.
Update number 3, seeking cover. So this has to do with the bomb. So we're going to introduce bomb pressure waves. When the bomb explodes, it creates a volumetric pressure wave, which expands around corners and spaces and into gaps in the walls. So if you're caught in the pressure wave, you'll take 100 damage and die automatically.
Won't change too much, right?
Yeah, because
it depends.
it's not CS for me.
How's good the wave's gonna? How do you know the wave where the wave's gonna hit?
Explosion.
So like Inferno and Ancient already.
Sure, it just makes it like way more powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
You can hide behind a wall.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
But I mean, if you're talking like a real life thing, then it's like you should cover, you know, if you hide behind something in theory a bit,
sure.
you know.
Yeah. Less damage. Right?
Less damage.
Yeah.
I like it. Don't you like it?
No.
Like people would have to hide better and.
I already kinda enjoy it on Ancient. Inferno is too like cruel.
I think there's like a round where like I'm trying to save, I run to other bomb site and I die.
Yeah.
Like, hello?
Yeah, the amount of times I'm like mid-box and it's about to blow up on A, and it's like I'm probably not safe here.
I think Ancient is the only map that you can do Ninja Diffuse on now.
Something like close to Ancient would
Okay.
be good, I think. So yeah, it could be possible.
Yeah, so you don't mind the Inferno radius?
Inferno is alright, I think. I mean, it wasn't such a big difference, to be honest.
It wasn't
It was
as
just a
extreme.
little bit of damage.
I think it's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
What is your calling?
Well, it's a stark improvement in terms of CT sides as far as Imperial are concerned, where they only got 1 round versus Monty yesterday on Nuke. They've posted 10 against Grayhound on their map pick. It is day 2 of IEM Cologne, and it is Grayhound falling behind out of the gates in map 1.
You know what? If Kassad turns on Grayhound, that's not a good sign, right? Because he's a little Australian.
That's true. That's true. He's been in the region before.
So that's...
As Australian as Jacob.
yeah.
Not a good sign. But you know what? I think Kassad also calls it how he sees it.
Yep.
And right now, we're not seeing much. Yesterday, a massive pop-off is what kept them afloat. Kept things somewhat close, and without that pop-off, we get a different looking Grayhound. 3-0 was the start on that T side to a 5-10 finish. Liaz and aliStair doubled up on short side. We've got majority of Grayhound here on A, where Imperial set their sights early. Smoke's going over. It's going to block Moto. And they push in with an insta-gush. Liaz trying to buy time here. Oh, he's been found out and he's fighting, but it's VINI with the double kill. And we saw VINI start to dominate on Banana. We saw VINI racking up frags like he does on Inferno. Now to the T side. We'll see if he can clear out this A bomb site.
Trying to scare him, but the CTs are coming fast. However, Sicko instantly gets gushed. That's 2 spotted, and now we've got to have Joe to go fast, right? I mean, that's the B player they're looking for.
And he is. He's gone real deep, runs through the bomb site. Bolts, fades all the way back up Banana. Tail end of this T-push, and I mean, Grayhound, they're all the way back at spawn. Far angle from Sicko, hoping the USP would connect to the head, but it is VINI to finish him off. And damn, VINI, go. Every single kill on this pistol is his. He is the in-game leader. This is VINI's team now.
What scoreline do you call Inferno? Because like this is a very nice looking KD. Maybe not enough kills yet.
To me, Inferno is not about the number of frags. Inferno is about the gap between him and his opponents.
Yeah, but if today, like he had a really good game, right?
Hold on.
But if you call, yeah,
it's Inferno when he aces. I'll tell you that
aces,
much.
yeah, let's see it.
They know about him. They put the smoke on bomb. He gets killed, and Vexite's sticking this defuse.
Oh,
but
not in the
smoke's
smoke.
Bad.
Oh, not in the smoke. There, no smoke there. So maybe like 25 and 8. Is that Inferno?
Yes.
Okay.
A 3-to-1 kill death ratio.
Wait, he just died. Sorry. What about 26 and 9? Oh, 3-to-1.
3-to-1.
Yeah, 3-to-1.
You know, so it'd have to be 27 and 9.
Okay.
3-to-1 KDR is of Inferno. Ooh.
That's actually going to be impossible now, but just kidding. anything is possible. Do you know what I mean?
I do. And he's also racking up them frag. Well, the thing is, Vinny's dying. You know, he's died the most, but
Yeah.
he's also calling, and he's killed the most. He's really doing it all now. Maybe Imperial will become an even better team on Inferno in the future because Vinny is calling, and this is his favorite map.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've never seen Vinny on Inferno as the in-game leader, and maybe his flow state that he seems to somehow tap into on this map specifically will now just be spread out across the team, and Imperial will become one of the very best here on this map. Because Vinny is an anomaly here specifically. It's always a treat to watch. Feels like a meme, but then he's always at the top of the board. I swear to God. Right now they're sizing up the B site while the smoke's up and the pistols just stick in position. Vexite's still holding on to a smoke grenade, and he is indeed here. So he'll probably throw his down in response to this util pressure, but Ince tries to take a peek first, and even that smoke's got a gap around it, so the orange players as they cross are going to be super comfortable. Plus the first guy jumps, offsets the boost crosshair. The spams come out through as Vexite attempts to connect, but it is just Imperial dropping 2 kills, planting bomb, and taking the fast track. That VIP security line to victory on Inferno. That's what it feels like here.
Somehow even less questions about T-sides with this team. So get scary for the boys. No doubt about it. But yeah, I mean, Imperial with this looks like an Imperial lineup that could have just come out of thin air. You know, before Fallen and Cello were on the roster, these all seem like very sort of suitable players to have on the team. I think if Felps does find his identity on this roster, which I'm not super convinced that, like, you know, Vinny's going to bring that out of him. I'm sure he has enough on his plate that he can't do the little extra stuff of, like, making the best out of his team, because I don't think he even wants this job. That might be a problem in the future. It's always been hard, I think, with Felps to know he's got this untapped potential, because we've seen the highs. But, like, if you look at the core lineup, which I guess Bolt should be in there, but I think it's honestly mostly Henny, Jota, and then it should be Felps. I don't know if that's the case anymore.
It should be, but it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been too long probably.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
it's like...
It's sort of like Rez was saying. He's like, I'm not really that guy anymore on the team. And it's... He said it in like a mature way of like, oh, I need to think of myself as differently a little bit.
Yep.
Still can do it sometimes, but not going to be like the consistent top 20s in that way. But here he goes. Felps.
Technically a 3K.
3 frags.
Technically. And I mean, it's not his fault that Galil has 35 bullets in the magazine and that his teammate stepped in front of him.
There's nothing more impressive than indiscriminate murder.
Kill's a kill, as far as I'm concerned. And Felps versus just the pistols racks up some frags. So, getting some easy ones.
I like your 3-1 KD ratio law for Vinny.
Yeah, right.
Vinny, you know, for Vinny Pass, Inferno, Vuk. Ancient. Venubis. 3-1. Makes sense. You know what? Now he's in a really good position. It's actually kind of somehow that's sort of looking Inferno-ish, that score line, but not there. I agree. Not yet. Someone's going to say it, though. You know what I mean?
Ooh, good smoke. Oh, really? Really? Yeah. Missed shots. Damn. Not many more chances going to be coming at you. Vinny is just popping them. Stopping them.
Pop, pop.
Troy and Dobbit in the morning.
You were getting that. Pop, pop.
Banana completely claimed by Imperial.
Vinny could be one of Troy and Abed. Vinny could definitely be Abed. Oh my God, I just realized that.
Could be.
Vinny does look a little Indian, too.
Mm-hmm. Comfortable 5v3 with everything left of Grayhound inside of the A site. So Felps is going to put down some util, keep the attention here. But again, this is like I was trying to talk about earlier with the Imperial match we got versus Monty yesterday. No rush. It almost feels like Vinny's cool, calm demeanor has already found itself within the Imperial calling, because it's like he's going down the like VINI strikes me as the kind of guy who never forgets anything when he travels. He's got his checklist. Everything has its slot in his backpack. You know, he's probably he's got to be organized. He's like got dad vibes in that regard. And now as he's leading Imperial, he's like, well, someone's got to do it, son.
He's not like Darth Mike who leaves his luggage in Frankfurt when he travels.
That is true. But, you know, Darth's also got those dad vibes. So that's a weird contrast. But, yeah, it's just, you know, VINI's, it's like his #1 goal is, I don't want to mess this up. So I'm just going to go down the checklist. And as they do that, they're getting these pop-off moments from their individuals, and they're racking up rounds today versus Grayhound. It's a good look Imperial. I like it.
Well, would you say they look different than they used to?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
But I just didn't, you know, I didn't know, but we claim, you know, Fallen is obviously one of the greatest leaders of all time.
Well, you're just maintaining the system, right? So.
But I think a lesser man wouldn't be able to do that.
I agree, yeah. But the characterization that their style is somehow different or something was
it's like Fallen is the father that left, and VINI's just a really good stepdad. You know,
by presence.
Yeah. He's like, oh, don't worry, Gabriel. We're in this together.
He's the Fallen's dad. Is that where you're going? I think this is getting crazy now.
Well, it was always a little nuts.
VINI is Fallen's dad.
No, I mean,
VINI is Fallen's stepdad.
Imperial itself is the child, you know, and it was Fallen's baby that he raised, and now VINI has stepped forward as the stepfather of Imperial to keep them in line and help them continue down the road.
Okay.
He's taken over in the teenage years.
As father.
As father of Imperial, not Fallen. To be clear. If the situation can't be clear at all.
He's a little young to be Fallen's dad, don't you think?
I'm not. Okay. I know the people at home get me. They get me. Bolts falls back. Doesn't die out. I like the pressure change here from Grayhound. It was that op peek they tried to throw at them last round. That one just got smashed. Imperial. Off to the damn races. We're still looking for the 3-to-1 golden, the Inferno ratio. It's going to take 6 more, though.
No, I think they play, they sort of play very detailed defaults that, to me, are very similar to like VP outsider defaults that are slow pace, but everyone's working on something. I think this is the style of CS actually that your Kinder as an IGL is trying to achieve on Liquid. Being able to trust individuals to work the map without overextending and then moving into something. But Liquid's way far away from that. Whereas like Imperial actually for the last couple of years have been doing this pretty damn well. And have taken some big wins.
Flash finds the pit player. 2 drop down. Vexite's cleared. Liaz dead. I mean, it's just perfect.
They just got murked.
Is it not? It's perfect.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
Fallen would be proud. He would be proud of this T side.
Proud of his dad.
He'd be proud of all. Sorry, aliStair.
Wow.
You can't even get the best of VINI as he peeks in. Angles held, all good. That's 22 for VINI. VINI just looks like he belongs in the center of this team.
Yeah, man. Maybe he'll like IGLing when they win more.
Yep.
They just haven't played much.
They haven't, not at all. Yeah.
So
he's had no ambition to be a leader, but in his interview he said, sometimes you have to do what's asked of you. Somebody's got to step up.
That's good.
And it's cool that he did.
It's good attitude.
And also not putting too much pressure on himself or the team, saying, we'll figure it out. He had full faith in his teammates. When I said, is there a secondary caller? Is there anybody helping you? He said, well, we'll find out. We'll find out.
You made that seem different the first time you said it, but okay.
I've repackaged it. Okay. I'm selling it differently now. Okay? They're learning together, growing. Succeeding. Success breeds confidence. Confidence is king in Counter-Strike. We've got one out middle already. That's going to get caught by Vexite. Easy pickup. Looking back at middle for the multi-frag round. Vexite taking it into his own hands, but Henny's patient on the angle with the A4. Liaz liability, as it is just the FAMAS solo A play. But again, Imperial, they're not going to rush this. They have not once gotten a kill and then jumped too quickly.
And they have so much time, too. There's just no rush. There's even a smoke sitting here in front of VINI. Almost in the floor. Got to be careful. Don't want to lose that. But lane sight hit is perfect with Halls. There's no one in pit at the moment. So Liaz, it'll be a lot for him to stop. Let's see if he can do something here.
Ince trying to find the mid play, but that fourth player in Henny is just leaning back. No problem. They've got pit control. They've got 20 seconds to spare. But the FAMAS catches them off guard. Liaz doing a good job of hanging on. Opper also gets caught out by VINI, who is just racking up frags now. Chance at a 25th. Poor game for Sicko. Poor situation, too. A 1 versus 3 that feels impossible in the face of this Imperial. I mean, this is just a super one-sided affair to kick off this series, and it doesn't bode well for Grayhound that this was their map pick. Imperial, great first T-side yesterday versus Monty. A very bizarre, flat CT half that led them to this lower side.